Hello YouTubers, Manny here from Manny's How To Workshop with a video today on some tips on how to prune your mango trees if you have them, or any other tree that's a fruit tree, and in order to prepare it for the next season. So I'm in my roof right now. I'm on my roof, and you can see this is my big mango right here. And if you've been watching some of my other videos that I did on this tree, when it flowered and when it fruited, you'd see the difference on how tall it was. And so basically, when do you want to prune? Okay, right after the last fruit is picked on the tree. Today is August 4th, 5th, and my tree, this one right here, the queen, she flowered in January. I started picking fruit mid-June until the end of July. So that's the season for me when it comes to mangoes. And then of course I also have some other varieties. This one here I believe is pineapple passion, and I still have two inside that I'm going to eat. I may do a little short video on the flavor and how it tastes and all that. But down there you can see this is my ice cream mango, and then this one, that one, and that one. Actually, that one produced this year, but only 2 mangoes. But I don't know the variety. So right now, as it stands, I only know 2 of them. And then of course I have the one in the corner as well. So I'm gonna go down below and show you guys, how I prune these. Matter of fact, actually, I think I can show you from up here. All right, just to show you some difference. All right, you see this point right here, this tip? If I can zoom in, let's see. Right there is the joint, or the end. So what happens is, if you cut or trim your branches, what do you call it? After the growth flush, and a growth flush is when you have a bunch of leaves around the same area on the branch. Okay, so if you have like 4 or 5 leaves, that's a growth flush. And then from that point forward, you'll only have like sporadic leaves, one or 2 on either side. So if you cut it in front of the growth flush, this is what happens right here. You're going to get multiple buds around all those little leaf joints, and then it'll become individual branches. This one I'm just going to let go because it's high enough off this roof right here, my screen porch, that for next year those should develop nicely. All right, so basically this is how I've been pruning it. Okay, and I got these tips from Chris at Truly Tropical. So here's what I was talking about. So right there you see there's a bunch of leaves, okay, all the way around this joint. But the trick, according to Chris, is to, instead of cutting in front of it, you can either cut it behind it. And I counted 2 growth flushes on this one branch, and then I decided to go up until the next growth flush and then cut right below it, so that you only have like 2 leaves coming out, and then right on the joint, the leaf joint, a bud will come out of there, and that's where the branch will develop. So instead of having 4 or 5 branches coming out of the tip, you'll only have 2 branches. And I guess that's supposed to help the tree bounce back quicker, and also go to the, to the point where for next year it'll already push out flower buds rather than leaf buds. And on some of them, that's already been, that's kind of far along, I decided to just leave it there. Basically what I'm doing is making sure that it stays off the house, because this year I had branches that came all the way like out here, and when the fruit was on there, it was so heavy that it was leaning on the roof, and then the sun hitting the roof, reflecting back on the mango was, I think, was overheating, and it would get spots. I mean, still delicious. Don't get me wrong. Still ate them. But the point is to kind of get it off the roof. And then, as you can see, let me back up a little bit. What I did, I try to make it nice and round, all the way around like this. Okay? And then in the middle, I also lighten it up in the middle to give it a chance to breathe. So good air circulation coming from the bottom, go over the top, which eliminates moisture and then mildew, that powdery mildew. All right, let me take you down below and I'll show you what I did down there. Okay, so this is all the clippings from all the trimming that I've done. And yeah, to look at it, you're like, holy crap, man, that's a lot. And you know, at first you might think, wow, is that gonna mess up the tree? Is that gonna shock it? Nope. Trees are resilient, especially when you do them good. And then what I'm gonna do is, in about a week or so, I'm gonna go ahead and add some more organic compost right at the bottom right there to give it some help, which I make my own right here in this pile. Plus I already have some of my other PVC drum that's already been made, so I'll be using that, because the stuff that's fresh is going to take about 6 weeks to you know, completely finish. But as you can see, these trees like this one, man, used to be like all the way up to here. Same thing with that one right there in the middle. That tree used to be all the way up to there, no lie. And that one in the back is the one that gave me 2 mangoes this year, that first variety. So now I'm giving it a chance to like flush out some good growth in preparation for next season. And hopefully I'll be able to find out what these varieties are over here. And if they're the same, then I'll probably end up just cutting them down and letting the more mature tree, you know, continue to grow. And then, like I said, my little guy right here, the ice cream one, this one, the fruits are delicious, but it's a slow grower. And I think normally it's a small tree to begin with. So if I can bring you in close and I'll show you, for example, right here was this year's flower panicle, right in the middle. And as you can see, naturally,